thought something else was, but that's what it is. So MRI will tell him maybe what's needed going forward, and then we'll go from there. And we can now turn that off, which is that button, yes, and fold it up, which is that button, yes. See, I'm learning. And we'll head for the exit. So this field on our left also got subsoiled, so I don't think we're going to see the spray working here, but hopefully it will normalise the coverage of nitrogen. Yeah, so that all happened this week. Friday we got another round of snow. Weather report was saying we're due to get 2 to 4 inches. I don't know that we got 2 to 4 inches. Actually, I think we probably did. We got 2 inches before lunch, then it stopped snowing for about 6 hours, and then it all melted, and then overnight it snowed some more. So we've got less than an inch on the ground now, and we probably had about 2 inches lunchtime yesterday, but by the time I went to physical therapy that was gone on the roads, and you could see grass blades growing through the snow coverage, so it was fine. Okay, we are definitely affecting this field too, so this was another of the fields I needed to do and hadn't. Other than that, it's been a quiet week. The kids are up with Grandma this weekend and possibly next weekend. We don't know. So they may be with us for Easter, or they may not be. We'll find out next weekend. So this weekend should be a very quiet day. And next weekend might be a quiet day. I did manage to get... What did I do last week? So last week, Saturday, I did cut all the lumber needed to create the legs for the planter I'm making this year. And maybe we'll have another planter next month. Mrs. Osa got some seeds delivered middle of this week, which I think she's using a seed company that delivers seeds in time to plant. So the seeds she's just received are due to be planted at the beginning of April. If there's more plants she needs to plant sort of end of April, beginning of May, then that delivery won't happen until then. But it does mean I need to get on with assembling the planter for her to plant her seeds into. Or maybe she's just going to use the smaller planters that I made last year, and I have just gone crazy. So we'll get that folded up. Hopefully not go airborne. Okay, that's a problem. you out now or not? Oh, good grief. Fortunately, super strength. Yay. Okay, it's out. When farm sim physics goes weird on you. Okay, let's pull away from there, unfold it again. We can get back to spraying. So yeah, this, as I said, this week it's there. I mean, there's snow outside. So the plan is at least for me to... Dude, this is all weird. Stop acting weird. Let's get jiggy with it. Okay, turn that off, close it up again. So it's okay when it's closed. Ah, I could disconnect it. That might be a thing. Don't know what button that is. Disconnect. Turn the spray, turn off crop spray out. Oh, hang on. Turn select next tool. Detach. Button 5. Okay. And then we'll reattach it, unfold it. Now sometimes that works. And no. Sometimes it just doesn't. Okay, I think the easiest way to fix this is to save, exit, and come back again. Save, quit, yes. Start. And hopefully it shouldn't take too long to restart this time. Yeah, that's just a glitch that sometimes happens. And when it does, yeah, jump between vehicles, detach it, reattach it. If that doesn't work, then there we go. Turn it on. Oh, turn on the engine. Turn on the crop sensors and turn on the sprayer, and that's all working. So yeah, plan today is if I can get down into the basement. I've been suffering mobility issues since physical therapy yesterday, but if I can get down to the basement, I need to screw the corner legs together, or leg pieces together, because that's set up as an L shape, and probably let Teenage Osa get on with painting wood sealant on them, because that also needs to be a thing. I do. This one is going to be much too big to carry assembled, so I'll screw the legs together. I'll probably screw the legs to the end pieces, but then take everything upstairs, screw on the side pieces, add the other legs, and we'll see where we end up after that. Oh, Of course, you know what I forgot to do? This guy stopped. And there he goes again. So he's kind of doing okay, but he's going to be an hour and 22 minutes. And an hour and 22 minutes at times 3 is 4.5 hours. He won't be done till nightfall, which means I won't be able to spray that field until tomorrow, and that's the last day remaining that I can do any spraying. So not sure the deal with the coverage in this. I think there was some issues with the forage harvester driving through crop and things like that, where we didn't harvest patches of the corn in this field, and that has now resulted in those patches being over fertilized when for grass. But at least we're bringing up the other bits to be sufficient nitrogen levels, and we have patches that are over fertilized, which at the next cut, unfortunately the next cut is the last cut of grass we do here before we replant maize, but the next cut will get the nitrogen coverage fairly uniform here. At this point I'm just going to do rows as opposed to making a big giant triangle at the end of this. And I'm still on 74% nitrogen or fertilizer usage. And I don't know, it might be that we are really not using that much fertilizer on this field because we're not raising the nitrogen levels by a significant amount. The last crop in here was maize. Well, yeah, the previous crop in here was maize, and we've slowly been pulling down the nitrogen levels in this field to what grass needs. And normally we've noticed in the past that when I'm fertilizing grass fields, I can fill this tank up and go back with only 10% of the tank used. So that may be what I'm seeing here. Now this one I'm going across much straighter, and so I am expecting a small patch of mist ground to our right shortly. Yeah. Maybe do a loop on the return. This is looking close to getting the whole field on the way back. It'd be nice if we do. As I've said before, it's not a wide. This is the narrowest boom you can get on this sprayer. But being narrow makes it easier to control when your field boundaries are restrictive as this place. This is working out. I'm drifting to the left, which potentially I'm missing stuff on the right, which I did. So I go back for this bit. I mean, technically, I don't think it matters missing this bit. We are, you know, it's a small patch of ground that didn't get sprayed, and the overall loss of yield just for that tiny bit, probably not a big deal. Okay. That is looking close enough to completely done. This is not bad for eyeballing something that I have no main camera visual evidence that I'm actually hitting what I need to hit. But that is the end of the field. We are done here. Let's turn it off, fold it up, turn off the crop sensors. I should put the crop sensors on a button too somewhere. That would be a plan. I will take this back to the yard. So, I mean, we're seeing from the nitrogen levels in 77 and 78 that they are very, very close, so we're probably good on 78. It's just the field with the axion in now that needs done. And as I said, probably not going to get any more of this today, so disconnect that. Oh, actually. And I don't know what the button is for toggling through attachments. We could look that up. So toggle attachments, it's the G button. G. There it is. Select next tool. So, oh, there's a select previous tool. Well, I didn't know that. Key, mouse, gamepads. Select next tool. It's probably here. Select next tool. 15 and 16. Or 15 and 14. I'm going to have to look up what those are. 15 and 16. 15. Oh, hold the middle button. Ah, okay. And use the side buttons. Okay. So, if I step back there, that allows me to step that way, and that allows me to step the other way, and that button there lets me drop that off. And I wanted to look at contracts. There's 2 seeding contracts which may or may not still be available. Yes, 68 and 101. I'm going to take both of those. There is a ploughing contract too, but that's not going to happen. Now this tractor does not have GPS again, so I'm going to have to do what we do. But it does have a front hitch, and it does have sufficient horsepower to run this setup by about 10 horsepower. So back in there, connect, fold, that's working. Okay, and I do have a full tank of seed. Okay, where are we going? 101 is, oh, just next to us. That's handy. And then 68 is near to the store. Ish. So, let's go wandering. So yes, I did, on the subject of mods this week, I did note that there is a new extendable pastures, if you like. And the way the mod works, it's kind of what I was talking about would be nice to have in Farm Sim, whatever the next version is, which is to be able to draw a field, so define it as a pasture, and then add buildings to it to support the animals you want to do. So cowshed, manure pits, that type of thing, slurry pits, etc. Well, this one is, it uses, and it's not released yet, but it uses sort of animals, cows, these sheds, but then it contains extra pasture blocks that you can add to them, and how many you add dictates how much field we in 101, how many cows you can actually buy and put in there, and you can't sell a patch of field until you've reduced the number of animals in it. Okay. Deactivate automatic seed rate, turn on cultivator. It does not tell me how to adjust. Oh, select seed. Why? Okay. I want the oats. We wanted oats on this field. I can now turn this on, make the help screen go away, and off we go. Why is this not working? Lower device. There we go. And now we see where we've been. Okay. So yes, it was basically the ability to place a shed and then place patches of defined pasture in order to define an area that the cows can be in, or sheep, or whatever. There are also, other than large square patches, so I think it was 5x5, 10x10, 25x25, and 50x50 possibly. There are also triangles, so you could define a field and a passageway and another field, and the cows would meander between the fields. Not released to Mod Hub yet. It is a script, so it won't be available for consoles. But it is kind of where we want to be. The only issue I have is I'm using Maize Plus. This map is consists of some seriously big sheds, pigs, cows, sheep, etc., so that I can actually I can actually do the whole big cows, big food type thing, which the default sheds just don't hold enough food. I would have to feed the cows 4 times a day. As it is with the Glenleathann cow sheds, I can have up to 1,000 cows in a cow shed, but again, I would be feeding the cows 5-6 times a day. But to hold in 100-200 cows is actually quite feasible, because the amount of food that the food troughs hold is more than the cows will eat in a given period. That's the big difference between Farming Simulator 22 and Farming Simulator 19, is in 19 your feed troughs were dependent on the number of animals you had in. So the more animals you added, the more food you could fit in the trough. In 22, the troughs are fixed size, and so you have to where an animal takes